and welcome to the UCLA Music Theory app. This is our prototype for what is to become an app for people to learn and practice music theory. Let's start with the sight reading section. There are 2 to 3 main sections for every part of the app: the game, the tutorial, and for some, the options. The options allow for the player to customize the game fit to their needs. For example, turning on or off the sound in the game, specifically for sight reading, or changing the slider to practice a certain range of notes. The tutorial is essentially teaching you the necessary knowledge in order to play the game and in turn learn the music theory. Most people should know this information, but because we are targeting multiple audiences, we included this information just in case. The game is the actual practicing of music theory. Within the game, there are 2 options: practice mode and survival mode. Within each game, you will see 3 numbers at the bottom of the screen, which will indicate the number correct, percent correct, and what the score is for that section. Practice mode is where people can practice without the pressure of time. Within the practice mode, you will be able to analyze your score. The horizontal component is the user's input, and the vertical component is a correct answer. This data is cumulative, so all the practices and all the survival sessions are recorded here. If you truly want to delete the analysis scores, then you can clear your score using the Clear Score button. Now if you look at the analysis page again, you'll see that everything has been reset. Now let's look at the intervals section. The tutorials for intervals is definitely a long tutorial, but this is because there are many basics that will aid in the recognition of intervals. As mentioned earlier, most of the people should have learned this before, but since we are targeting multiple audiences, we included it just to make sure everyone is able to know at least the theory behind intervals. In survival mode, you will be pressured to get the most number of notes correct in 1 minute. If you get the question right, you will get bonus time. If you get the question wrong, however, the remaining time you have left decreases. But beware, the amount of bonus time you receive diminishes over time. At the end of the game, based on your score, you will be given a medal: gold, silver, bronze, or none. This is just a small incentive for people who want to get better so they can measure their improvement over time. Next we have dictation. The dictation section will allow people to learn and practice recognizing note pitch in the melodic section and note rhythm in the rhythmic section. Of course, there are tutorials for this section as well. One unique part of the melodic section is the way you can input notes. The position of the first note is always given, and you can input the rest by pressing the buttons. However, if there's a note lower than middle C or higher than C3, you can drag the note to its proper place. Lastly, we have chords. Within chords, we have 3 subsections: progressions, 7th chord quality recognition, and triad chord quality recognition. These games all work the same way as all the other games in this app, and there's a tutorial as well for people who need it. A special part of the chords section is a button in the lower right hand corner, which will take you to a page where you can just listen to any chord you want. Once you've played the survival mode of any game, we have a gradebook, which is essentially recording all of the game scores you have played. And if you get a gold in everything, then you're pretty much solid in these ear training exercises. So we decided that this type of education was meant to be free, and this may be our public school mentality speaking for us, but we decided to publish this app on the App Store for free, and we have designed it for students of all ages. So a student who's brand new to music can pick up this app, go through the tutorials we posted, and learn the material they need. And an experienced student who doesn't need to see the tutorials can still benefit greatly from this app by going through the practice and challenging themselves to get better at sight reading and note recognition. We all speak from experience because each and every one of us in our own lives are musicians with different instruments. And most of us have taken the music theory course at our high school and found it very difficult to learn, especially when you don't have a means of practice at home. Our goal was to practically put a piano in your pocket. This way you're not limited by the time you have in one period in your high school. You can pull out your phone on the bus or on your walk home from school, or really any spare time you have, and you can get better at recognition or sight reading. And that really is the power of mobile apps. Thank you for listening.